Welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to share this with you today because we're breaking down a highly practical, incredibly empowering guide designed specifically for Pakistani women running home-based service businesses. Seriously, whether you're running an online academy, teaching Quran classes, operating a tuition center, offering coaching, or even running a baking class right from your kitchen, you are building something amazing. But there's one area that trips almost everyone up: pricing. Well, today, we are going to fix that once and for all.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is a quick look at our agenda for today. First, the biggest pricing mistakes. Second, the mindset shift. Third, the simple pricing formula. Fourth, value over cheap prices. And finally, free tools for success. And I want to reassure you right now, we are taking this step by step with absolutely no complicated accounting jargon whatsoever. If you have a basic calculator on your phone, you literally have everything you need.
All right, Section 1, the biggest pricing mistakes. Why exactly do we undercharge? Before we talk numbers, we have to acknowledge the emotional hurdles that come with starting a business. For so many women stepping into entrepreneurship for the first time, pricing isn't just a math problem, it's a confidence problem. And honestly, it can feel really intimidating.
Which brings us to the most universal, and let's be real, the most stressful question for any beginner entrepreneur. How much should I charge? It's the main problem we're going to solve today. If you've ever lost sleep over this question or stared at a blank piece of paper wondering if you should just, teach for free to avoid the hassle, you are definitely not alone. So many of us are guilty of these common mistakes. We blindly copy what the academy next door is charging, just assuming they know better. We feel this nagging guilt when asking for money, even when we are providing fantastic quality. Worst of all, we completely forget to include our own salary in the calculation. Or we panic. We change our prices every week in absolute chaos, and we try to compete only by being the absolute cheapest option out there. Look, these mistakes are completely normal, but they will absolutely hurt your business long term. Your business needs to support you, not drain you. Moving on to Section 2, the mindset shift: products versus services. Before we do any math whatsoever, we have to completely change how we actually think about our pricing. We really need to understand the fundamental difference between selling a physical item and selling your personal expertise.
Now, what's really interesting about this slotted is the clear distinction it makes. There is a fundamental difference between selling a physical product and selling a service. For product businesses, the formula is super simple: cost plus profit equals selling price. But for service businesses, like your tutoring, consulting, or design services, you are pricing your time. So the formula shifts entirely. It absolutely must include your time, plus your business costs, plus your desired profit. Your time is a measurable, highly valuable resource, and it needs to be the rock-solid foundation of your pricing strategy.
A fantastic guideline for this is the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your revenue is the owner's salary. Let me repeat that. Your personal salary is not a luxury, and it is not just whatever happens to be left over if you have a good month. It is a fundamental 50% core of your business structure. Then, 30% goes to your business expenses, like internet or marketing. And that final 20%, that's your profit, savings, and future growth fund. You must build the habit of paying yourself and reinvesting in your business rather than just spending every single rupee that comes in.
All right, Section 3, the simple pricing formula: calculating your perfect fee. We are now going to calculate a real-world example in Pakistani rupees using a method so simple you can honestly do it on your phone's calculator in about 5 minutes.
Okay, here is your magic sword. This formula will give you absolute confidence in your pricing. Let's read it out together. Monthly expenses plus your salary plus savings divided by your expected customers equals your price. It takes all the guesswork and all the emotion totally out of the equation. You're no longer guessing what you are worth, you are mathematically determining exactly what your business requires to survive and thrive. Let's start with step 1 of the formula: monthly expenses. These are your fixed costs, the things you pay for every single month, even if you have 0 students. Think of them just like your everyday household bills. For an online academy, you might have internet for 3,000 rupees, electricity for 2,000, maybe a paid Zoom account for 1,500, a little marketing budget of 5,000, teaching materials for 2,500, and say 1,000 for miscellaneous costs. That brings our total fixed costs to 15,000 PKR. Instantly recognizable, right?
Now we add the most important parts: you and the future.
Let's say you decide your desired monthly salary, the amount that would make you happy and comfortably support your family, is 60,000 PKR. Then we add that crucial 10 to 20% savings and growth fund, which is 15,000 PKR. This is for business emergencies or maybe upgrading to a new laptop down the line. When we add our 15,000 in expenses, our 60,000 salary, and our 15,000 savings, our total monthly revenue needed is 90,000 PKR.
Next, you need to ask yourself a very honest question. How many students or clients can I comfortably and realistically manage in a month without completely burning out? You definitely don't want to estimate an impossible number here. For this example, let's say you confidently estimate that you can teach 30 students.
So the crucial point is right here. You take that 90,000 PKR total revenue needed and you divide it by your 30 expected students. The result is exactly 3,000 PKR per student per month. That is your break-even fee. It's clean, it's mathematical, and best of all, it is completely guilt-free because you know exactly why you are charging it. No guesswork involved. Which brings us to Section 4, value over cheap prices. Don't just be the cheapest. The immediate fear everyone has once they calculate their fee is, oh no, what if my 3,000 rupee price is higher than the academy next door? It is time to talk about why you should prioritize value over cheap prices.
First off, before you panic, check the market. Do a quick search on Facebook or Google to research your local competitors. If Academy A is charging 2,500, Academy C is 4,000, and Academy D is 5,000, well, your calculated fee of 3,000 PKR falls perfectly and comfortably right in the middle. You are actually really well positioned. But what if you are slightly higher than some of them?
Listen, if you are higher, do not drop your price. Increase your value. Many beginners think lowering prices is literally the only way to get students. It's not. Parents and clients will happily pay more for trust, discipline, and extra communication. You could offer weekly progress reports, keep your batch sizes small, hold parent-teacher meetings, or provide dedicated WhatsApp support. These things cost you very little extra money, but they massively increase the perceived value of your service.
Now, you might be wondering, does this mean you can never offer discounts? No, of course not. Discounts are totally okay, but they must be used strategically. Don't discount out of fear. Use smart strategies to actually secure loyalty. Offer sibling discounts or maybe early registration discounts to get cash flowing quickly. A Refer a Friend for 1 week free program turns your current students into your own little marketing team. These packages make sense for your business while still fiercely protecting your value.
And finally, Section 5, free tools for success, your digital toolkit. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, this is great, but I'm not an accountant or a graphic designer. The really good news is you don't need to be, and you definitely don't need to buy expensive software either. You can manage all of this new pricing and administration using entirely free, easily accessible technology.
And this brilliantly illustrates how simple it can be. Think of these 4 free tools as your own virtual assistants. You can use ChatGPT to calculate pricing and write professional messages to parents. You can use Google Sheets to track your monthly income and expenses automatically. Canva is absolutely perfect for designing beautiful, professional admission flyers. And Google Forms is an incredibly easy way to collect admission inquiries without losing track of endless messages on your phone.
Seriously, if you are nervous about the math, you can type an exact prompt just like this into ChatGPT. I run a home academy in Pakistan. My monthly expenses are PKR 12,000. I want to earn PKR 50,000, and I expect 25 students. Help me calculate a fair monthly fee. It is literally that easy. Artificial intelligence will do the math for you and can even suggest different pricing packages based entirely on your specific numbers.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to remember this powerful quote from our source material. Don't choose a price based on emotions. Choose a price based on your costs, your goals, and the value you provide. A sustainable business is one that doesn't just serve its customers well, but also provides a steady, reliable income for its owner. Your business must support your family, not just your clients. So, I want to leave you with this final, provocative question to think about today. Can your current pricing support your family for years to come? If the answer is no, or honestly, if you just aren't sure, it is time to sit down with a calculator and use the simple formula we learned today. Reclaim your value, set your prices with confidence, and build a business that truly thrives. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see the incredible businesses you continue to build.